What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks bringing you some more Go Battle League battles here in the Hisui Cup, and in today's video I'm going to be running a Pokemon that I've never run before, and that's HISUIAN Electrode. This Pokemon has so much play in the Hisui Cup. With the moveset of Thunder Shock as a fast move, you're able to generate energy very quickly. You get to a Wild Charge in only 5 Thunder Shocks, which is just insanely fast for that hard hitting of a move, and you also get stab damage on the Wild Charge as well. And then Energy Ball for really nice coverage against any ground type users, water type users, especially like Gastrodon. HISUIAN Electrode can just straight up win that matchup. So this team that I threw together, kind of an interesting team. As I was playing it, I kind of noticed that it felt a little awkward to me, mainly because I'm kind of soft weak to Froslass all around, but you'll see me run into a Froslass almost every single game in these battles here and still be able to handle a lot of the situations, kind of just having to dance around. But let's jump right into these battles. I am trying to push for 50,000 subscribers before I have to, before the school year starts again and I go back to work. So if you are appreciating the content, please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. But let's jump right into these battles. Had so much fun with Electrode in the lead. So Licky in the lead, fairly neutral matchup. It takes about 6 Thunder Shocks worth of energy for them to get to a Body Slam. Takes about 12 turns. So you do technically outpace them. I'm going to no shield the first Body Slam there, and they just go straight for this Wild Charge, see what they want to do. They let it go through, and then I'm at another Wild Charge, so I'm going to throw it knowing that they're not going to be able to throw a move and CMP time me, and they completely sack the Licky. So they brought in their own Electrode, and I just go into Froslass on the safe swap. Now, because this is a Bite Drapion, they're generating energy very slowly, and so I'm able to get to 2 Avalanches here. They're going to farm me all the way down. But at this point, we're looking really good. I come in immediately with Gastrodon because I know I can farm this thing all the way down. And at this point in time, my Gastrodon was still running Water Pulse. Again, that's for the Drifblim matchup, just so you can hit for some neutral damage. But Water Pulse is such a bad move. I do need to double check the simulations on this, but I'm pretty sure Body Slam is just a better move than Water Pulse in terms of energy efficiency. And at this point, we're looking pretty good. Able to win that game with 2 shields. Good game. Okay, Froslass in the lead. So you're receiving super effective damage from the Powder Snow. However, you outpace to the Avalanche. So you do have to shield up this Avalanche, obviously, because it will pretty much one-shot you. But then I'm going to throw a Wild Charge here. I do have back-to-back. I get 1 shield. Froslass technically lives a Wild Charge, so in some of these upcoming battles, you will see my opponent's no shield. Since I got both shields, I can just go into my Froslass now. I correctly shield up the Shadow Ball. We're looking pretty good. Out comes an Empoleon. And in the 0 shield, this is looking pretty good for Empoleon just because you're double resisting the Ice type damage. But Shadow Ball still hits for a lot of damage. They allow me to get to this Avalanche. But I'm wondering if this is actually part of their plan, because now they can come back in with Froslass. I'm energy dry. They're able to knock me out with this Avalanche. And again, this team is kind of soft weak to Froslass. So they still have a very healthy Froslass. I go into Gastrodon here because it can more safely absorb the damage. And then I try to catch a move on Electrode, but they swap into Toxicroak, and I'm able to reach a last-second Wild Charge here. Almost one-shots the Toxie. They stop attacking to give me less farm. Really nice play on their part. But they do not get to a move with their Toxicroak. I'm not going to get to a Water Pulse, so I need to throw a Body Slam and then hope that 1 more Mud Slap will KO. It's going to be very close. Body Slam double resisted. There's the Mud Slap, and was just enough to knock out that Froslass, and we're able to win that game. Okay, pretty good lead here. Out comes Cresselia. We don't have technically like a hard counter to Cresselia, and I know you're probably thinking that Froslass handles Cresselia pretty okay, and it does, but in the Zero Shield it gets a little bit scary because Cresselia can reach 2 moves and Froslass cannot one-shot Cresselia. So I do throw a Wild Charge before moving into this matchup. This just guarantees that I maintain switch advantage, and the energy on Froslass, pretty much nothing is going to wall off energy from Froslass. So anytime you can set yourself in a scenario where you can overfarm and keep your Froslass healthy, it's pretty good. I bring out the Electrode. In the back is their own Froslass, and I'm down a shield. So at this point, there's unfortunately pretty much no win condition here. I believe I'm going to try to get to 2 Wild Charges, and then I got to get out of here because I'm going to get Powder Snow down. But they can just safely shield up both of these moves. Oh, I banked the Wild Charge. I store the Wild Charge because I'm going to try to burn their final shield with my Gastrodon here. But they just have too much energy. Even if I throw Body Slam there, I was expecting them to overfarm, but they threw immediately. If I throw Body Slam there, I still don't think it's in a health range where I can Thunder Shock down. So Froslass in the back, up a shield, definitely trouble for my team. Okay, Bastiodon in the lead. I play this lead matchup pretty terribly. You can see I'm pretty much at 100 energy here, but I'm trying to throw on optimal move timing, so I overfarm. Right here, I should throw 1 Thunder Shock and then throw, but I'm farming way too much. Way too much! I am so far past 100 energy because I'm focused on not trying to give them free smackdowns. So it looks like in the 1 shield, this matchup is actually okay for Electrode if you don't overfarm and you throw your moves correctly. Gastrodon can safely absorb this energy. And then they bring in their own Gastrodon. I'm really thinking that whatever they have in the back has got to be a hard counter to Gastrodon because they're weak to it in the lead. And why else would they swap out like that unless they have a harder counter to Gastrodon in the back? So I'm anticipating probably like a Drifblim in the back. They let that go. And then I stupidly swap into Froslass here. Because I want an energy head start. It's actually a Torterra in the back, and they think that they can just Razor Leaf straight through me, but these Powder Snows are hitting for double super effective damage. And my Powder Snow goes through there, so I can safely shield this, even though it's a Sand Tomb. Out comes a Bastiodon. They have to throw their energy. If they would have just thrown a smackdown there, I think they win that game. It would have been much, much closer there, but we're still able to take that game there. Good game. Okay, Froslass in the lead. So we're going to stay in once again and see how our opponent wants to shield here. People that lead Froslass are weak to Bastiodon in the lead, so there is always a chance that they could have a fighter in the back. They no-shield that, so I'm going to make a move into my Froslass. They bring out Gastrodon. Gastrodon pairs really well with Froslass because Gastrodon hard counters Bastiodon. Gonna throw 1 Avalanche here. But Gastrodon is definitely not a response to Froslass, so I'm totally okay with this. Thank goodness they shield that, because once again, if they end up saving like multiple shields for their Froslass, things get pretty awkward. Down goes my Froslass, totally okay. I think I'm going to Mud Slap down with my own Gastrodon here. I don't get hit by another move, that's good for me. Their Froslass is very low, so they're going to bring it in. My Mud Slap goes through, so that damage is guaranteed to knock out their Froslass. I can safely shield, and in the back is a Toxicroak. We're looking pretty good here. I just need to get to 2 Body Slams, and then the Mud Slap damage should be able to knock out this Toxicroak. But at that point, I can just Mud Slap down and we're able to take that game there. Good game. Electrode into Froslass again. Totally okay. Because again, you just straight up outpace this matchup. You do need to commit a shield, but that's okay. I haven't had anyone yet try to like catch a Wild Charge on anything. And again, this person no shields. I think that's a really smart play because they know that they survive it. And I call the Avalanche. Out comes a Lucario. So this gets very uncomfortable when they're up a shield and I'm already low health like this. I knew that they're just going straight power up punch, but I do have Gastrodon in the back for this. So I'm going to bait with Avalanche. I get a shield. And then I'm recognizing that I might not survive that next counter, so I just throw another Avalanche, trying to get any chip damage that I can. And this thing is now very low. One Mud Slap will knock out this Lucario, so I bring in my Gastrodon. See you later, Lucario. And apparently Gastrodon was just going to sweep their whole back line there, so good game. Empoleon in the lead, very favorable. And in comes a Froslass. Again, we don't have a hard counter to Froslass with this team, so you got to be creative on how you're going to handle this. Going to stay in. I still have Gastrodon for the Empoleon, so this is not the worst thing. I get a shield, and then I'm going to throw another Wild Charge here. But my defense is so low that I don't think I'll make it to another Wild Charge, so I will swap into Froslass here. And I shield the Shadow Ball. That's good for me. And I just want to get rid of their Froslass here. If they end up bringing in Empoleon, which they most likely will, I'm hoping that I can get to a last second Shadow Ball here. Barely able to get there. That's really, really good. It's 14 turns against 15 turns, so that makes sense there. But we land a lot of damage there. And then they throw right before I get to another move. Nice counting on their part. My Electrode is very low, though. So I make a terrible play here. I'm thinking that I can Thunder Shock down, but I'm recognizing I can't. So then I catch a move on my Gastrodon. Okay. In the back is a Drifblim. This is so bad. If I would have just went into Electrode. If I would have just went into Gastrodon on that Empoleon, we just straight up win this game. Because then I can easily outpace to the Wild Charge and one-shot this Drifblim. So really bad play on my part. All I did was switch lock my Gastrodon and gave them an opportunity to farm all the way down. But this is just me not being super comfortable with the Pokemon, and definitely made a mistake and cost that game. But there was a win condition. There was a win condition there. I just didn't play correctly. Good game. Another Froslass in the lead. Can you believe it? So we're running into more and more opponents that are no shielding the Wild Charge, knowing that they survive. But I'm going to throw this Wild Charge and see what they want to do. I get a shield this time. I'm going to throw another Wild Charge. And then regardless of what happens here, you kind of need to make a move in a Froslass. So they end up double shielding. That's okay. They might have a Gastrodon in the back, so they're weak to the grass type damage there. They bring out Empoleon. Okay. We're able to get this Shadow Ball off. It does lots of damage. If the Empoleon gets too greedy, I was going to be able to get to another move, but I didn't want their Froslass to be able to come in and farm me down. Oh man, I think I make the same misplay in this game. I'm thinking that I can Thunder Shock down. No! No! It's like a car crash that you can't look away from. Oh man, so bad. Again, just come in Gastrodon there, and I'm totally fine. I don't know why I keep thinking that I can Thunder Shock down. It just does not do enough damage. So misplay there, once again. The challenging part is that I still had a half health Froslass to deal with. So I would have needed to be able to get to a Water Pulse to knock this thing out. And we'll never know what they had in the back. I bet it was a Gastrodon though, so I would have had play. But okay, Bibarel in the lead. How do we screw this up? They swap in a Toxicroak. We have a Gastrodon for this. Totally fine. And I can let this Mud Bomb go through. I'm hoping that I can Mud Slap down before they reach another move, but I end up throwing this Body Slam. I don't want to get too greedy. They're never going to shield this. I know that they're going to come in with the Bibarel and commit to a pretty hefty farm here, but I need to guarantee that my Electrode stays aligned with the Bibarel, and so my Froslass doesn't have to see it. But honestly, at this health range, it's so low that Froslass might even be able to handle it, so we'll see. I bring out the Electrode. They're probably going to Hyper Fang me, but I'm just going to let it go. I'm hoping that they're weak to Froslass in the pack, and yes, they are. I don't even know why I'm staying in this matchup and giving them an extra energy here. I should have went immediately into my Froslass, But I burn a shield. We can powder snow this all the way down. Double shield here, and then get to 2 avalanches against the Bibarel, and we're looking good. Because honestly, these Night Slashes, you know, they're going to hit for super effective, but they do about the same amount of damage as a Surf, non-boosted Night Slash. Good game. We're able to win that game. One more game in the video here. Drifblim lead is not actually as good as you might think. This is going to be really rough because we already know what's going to happen here. My Gastrodon is going to be switch locked against the Drifblim. I should not have shielded that Shadow Ball. Should not have shielded. I'm now switch locked against this Drifblim. At least I have Water Pulse to hit for some neutral damage, but this is so rough. They definitely could have farmed up way more. Maybe they undercharged this. Yeah, nice play. Nice play. Puts me in an absolutely terrible scenario here. Icy Wind is going to hit super effective on the Electrode. Hopefully it's a Toxicroak in the back. Hopefully it's a Toxicroak. But it could also be an Empoleon. So I'm making a hard read that it's an Empoleon here. I shield up the Shadow Ball. It is an Empoleon. So at this point, I'm going to bait with Avalanche. I should have just went straight. Okay, this is okay. This is kind of an awkward end game here. I need to burn their final shield to land a Wild Charge, but they take me out. And then I need to get to 2 Wild Charges here. They still have the Drifblim, but it's very low. They try... okay, I'm going to throw the Energy Ball here because I do not want to drop my defense. And I know I outpaced this Empoleon. They tried catching on their Drifblim, but I'm able to get this Wild Charge and take out this Empoleon. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you appreciate the content. And I'll catch you all in the next video.